sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And I got Saf with me.
Yo, I'm in the building.
Yeah, your voice sound crazy.
I know, I'm a little hoarse. Sorry.
And we got the Podcast Bols. What's up with y'all?
I'm a little
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Sammy.
Nah, I appreciate y'all pulling up, man.
Welcome.
Introduce yourselves individually for my crowd, please.
Well, up front, it's the ball sleeves all day long. You know what I'm saying? Here with the good brothers.
What's going on? It's Ty. Nice to meet everybody.
Absolutely.
And stop. You know what I mean?
Militant brother, a.k.a. Brother Byron.
I'm not that militant. I'm not that militant.
That's all.
You be trying to sell people on that all the
I'm
time.
saying that's all. He is. He ready to start the revolution.
I mean, it's a relative scale. Like, if we hear on militancy, he's here. So that's all we know. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I am, you know what I'm saying, a revolutionary. That's all.
Y'all crazy. So what? First of all, I want to say y'all got one of the best names in podcasting, especially from a Philly nigga. The Podcast Bols is classic. Like, y'all killed that. Y'all killed that. I think it's that name.
I'm gonna start blushing now.
You know what I'm saying? That's a far away DAC joint, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you know, we're going to have this conversation on your podcast and be 100, I didn't even like the name.
What?
I didn't have shit else to come up with better, so I just rolled with it. And shout out to Sleeves, man. I'm pretty sure it was Sleeves that came up with the name. Right?
It was a fight. No, because initially it was STS Podcast Bols. It was like way too long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was way too long. So, like everything else, we had to vote on it. And we decided just to go with Podcast Bols because it's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit sweeter, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that was
You know, authentically, the ball sleeves had to come through, man.
Say that, Sleeves.
You know, I play my part, man. Pass me the rock. I'm gonna win, man.
Talk heavy. No, but I do think the name is dope. What made y'all do a podcast in the first place? Y'all was already fucking with pods? Like, this part of your lifestyle, or?
This thing right here.
How far you taking them back?
Listen, let's go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, take me with you.
You know what I'm saying? We'll go back to 94 when all of us, shout out to my man Dread on the lens all day long.
Absolutely,
we
my
all
guy.
went to Lincoln, graduated grade 9-8, and then from there, we started, me, Ty, and Steve started like Kinetic Energy, which was an internet radio station. Mm-hmm. We had that popping for a minute, then we went over to G-Town Radio and introduced Stereotronics, and we had that popping for a nice minute as well.
Hold up. It was Kinetic Energy. That was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an internet radio show. We have to shout out Stephanie Renee. She's a host on Word Radio now.
Mm-hmm.
But she had an internet show called Soul Sanctuary. Mm-hmm. And she allowed us to upload our show on her website. You know what I mean? So we did Kinetic Energy on that show. And then from there, we went to G-Town Radio. Mm-hmm. Got to give another shout out to Jim Bear because he was the owner of G-Town Radio at the time. And he was willing to give us an opportunity to come on there and do our thing. So we did our thing.
First live show on G-Town Radio.
It was the first live show on G-Town Radio.
Talk a little bit to that.
And still Soul Sanctuary is still a doubt because we were able to record our broadcast there and then give it to her and she will upload it on the Soul Sanctuary website. So the Podcast Bols is this is our third go round, so I guess we're hoping that this is the charm this time.
Oh, this is the one.
But we've been doing it for a minute. We've all been dabbling it, you know. I think
you know how it goes, Sam. You know, you got to stay connected to the culture. We always have been, man. That's one thing we always try to do, definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, shoot, I done bounced around. I done been at a few stations. We had the only live show on 98.5 at one point, FM. And I know how it is, man. And like you say, I appreciate everybody that gave me the opportunity, but now I have control over my situation. And just like y'all do. So that's why it's going to work.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just the easiest way because then you don't have to worry about nobody else when it comes to your vision. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to ask. You don't damn sure have to get no approval. You know, we might bicker or argue on the air, but that just makes for good content. So fuck it. Just keeps the show going.
No, that's absolutely right. And podcasting, I feel like podcasting isn't new right now, but I feel like it's really just starting to blow up right now.
Yeah.
So there's room for people to get in and take advantage of it. And I kicked myself because it had to have been like 2004, 2005. I used to work with a guy and I was telling him that we were doing an internet radio show. And he was like, you ever think about podcasting or doing a podcast? And I didn't know what it was at the time. And he was a little weird, so I kind of just dismissed him, you know what I'm saying? But I wish I would actually sat back and gave him a chance to listen to what he had to say, because we could have started podcasting way back then. You know what I mean?
Back then, only weirdos was talking about it.
Everything has its own reason.
It was only weirdos talking about it back then, though.
Right.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. But now you know you can't discount a weirdo. You can't discount.
You can learn from everybody, bro.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So how do you? I have a question. So how do you balance? Since there's, you definitely have the creative control, but how do you balance it with 3 different personalities? Like, what are your personalities, and who? Like, what role do y'all play?
So now, I got that one. The topics are the topics. Like, you know, we kind of stick to what's going on in the planet or what's relevant to us in terms of that. So whatever we feel in terms of our own opinions on the topics, we just let that kind of just come out organically. But there's always going to be that calm, just influential element to stop. Like, he doesn't necessarily want you to believe that he's trying to influence you with his words, but he's doing it in the most right way possible. But you're going to know that you get it at the end of it. And Sleeves is like the 180 of that, where he's to the roof immediately.
Absolutely.
And
I can tell.
Absolutely.
And I'm a little bit in the middle. Like, I think that's probably why they let me hang around, because I can kind of speak it to how Stop can. And if necessary, I can also escalate it to the Sleeves level. I try not to do that much just for the sake of my own health. But I think that's kind of what keeps us all together, because, like, you know, we've been together for many decades, but we're all still, you know, fundamentally rooted in our own principles, and we don't compromise it. We always keep it real when we're talking, but it just winds up making for a good conversation. Like, I don't know if you've listened to us, but like, me and Sleeves may argue every other episode. Like, it always happens. But, you know, we've been together so long, and, you know, we have this love. So like, as soon as the camera's over, you know, we're just kind of giggling about it. Like, I hope that sounded good on the radio.
Yeah, or if I step over, I let him know on air, because yeah, it's been times, especially that New Year's Eve joint we shot not too long ago. Yeah, I was a little roasted. So yeah, it was all over the place. But you know, but that's what it brings: the cohesiveness, the chemistry. It's just what we do, man. And like you said, nobody compromises. Like, that's the beauty. Just like y'all over there. Like, you know, that's what you need. Like, you don't need that fake shit. And we from Philly, where we can't do or about that fake shit.
Right. I like how you said that. I'm sorry, stop. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it definitely is the chemistry, and as you two can relate, because you went to Ivy League too, right?
Yep.
Didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to the league, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's familiar. I know she's
Yep.
familiar. So what it is it's the chemistry and it's the history. Mm-hmm. So like, when I talk to Ty, when I talk to Sleeves, when they talk to me, there's no punches being pulled. And you know, you can say whatever, because we know not to take things too personally. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been friends for that long, like you said, since 1994. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's over a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's important. And it is. It's just, it really comes down to that chemistry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just works.
It's interesting you said that too, because I think that's something that we can relate to in regards to the time that you have in the chemistry, right? Because again, we go way back to elementary school, and I think that that's something that kind of lends to our chemistry, because we have similar values. We have completely different opinions a lot of times, and sometimes similar, but we have at the foundation, we have the same fundamentals, we have the same values and similar morals and things like that. So I think that adds to us, like you said, not compromising, standing your ground, being yourself, but having that cohesiveness as well. So I think that we kind of, I know it definitely resonates with me, and I can relate. Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that. And like what y'all saying, it's funny because all it is on your side is balance. You said one is high on this side, one is high on that side. I'm in the middle. We figure that out. And whether on air or off air, we deal with it. And that's all it takes. Like,
okay, you back.
Yeah, did y'all?
We lost y'all for a minute.
What's up, Jerry? Hold on 1 second.
Tommy, is that laptop hardwired, or do you think that even matters? Because you can hardwire it. There's a plug under there.
Under which part?
Yeah, give us 1 moment.
Yep, go ahead.
Technology, always be on that BSB. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Tommy, get this.
All right. I knew it. Damn.
It won't go.
Tommy, that's that later, man.
All right, I think we're good.
Y'all straight?
Get the hard wire, that cable.
Yeah, we good.
All right. Back to what you were saying.
So I was just saying that in regards to how we can relate to what you were speaking about in regards to chemistry. I'm not sure if I'm not sure where we went back to, but no. So in regards to chemistry, I think that the history that you have is something that we can relate to, right? We go way back to elementary school. It lends to our cohesiveness and just having similar values, similar morals, similar backgrounds, fundamentals, and the foundation. So I think that lends to us being able to balance, like you were about to say, or like you were saying, the balance that we lend to each other, like you do. So it definitely relates. We can relate.
Yeah, because with y'all, like when she asked, which was an interesting question for everybody to describe their role, you said you got one high on this side, one high on this side, and then you got somebody in the middle. And whether y'all on air or off air, y'all reconcile whatever's going on in the situation. And that's all you need. It's all about balance. Like I just was telling people, because right now it's a big thing with Joe Budden podcast breaking up. Mm-hmm. And I told people, if you pay attention to podcasts, no long-term podcast goes forever without them having some kind of disruption or feud in between. Mm-hmm. And it's about the respect. Like things change. You open it up to the world. These ain't just we having barbershop conversations, but we're having them publicly a lot of the times on these pods. And that's not the space for them all the time. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be understanding, and there has to be balance, and there has to be honesty in that shit. You got to be able to tell a motherfucker, yo, I didn't feel that shit. Or like you said, if you went too hard on New Year's Eve, you're going to tell them like, yeah, I was ODing. You know what I mean? It's simple. It's a respect thing.
But that's also what makes them great. It's like you just said, it's barbershop conversations that you usually might not have publicly. Usually you have these privately. But that risk that you're willing to take and that level of vulnerability, you're willing to expose yourself and open yourself up to that. People see your true feelings. You know what I mean? That's really what makes it interesting. You know what I mean? And it's funny. You were talking about the whole Joe Budden podcast. You know what I mean? And they had a great podcast. Yep. And they had great chemistry between the three of them. Mm-hmm. I'm not inside on that podcast, so I don't know what caused the turmoil exactly. I don't know if it's ego or money or just
all the above.
Exactly.
Definitely sounds right.
Let it E.
You know what I mean? So I'm not sure, but that's the kind of thing, and I don't know how you all feel about it, but I hope that's the kind of thing that all of us take into consideration while we're doing these podcasts. You have to maintain that level of respect so that you never actually fall victim to those things, to the ego, to the greed. You always got to have open lines of communication.
And I believe in that. I mean, shoot, I do my pod with 2 women, bro, and my name on this motherfucker. But how much shit you really think I get to run without running it past you?
Her smile says it all. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. As it should be, though, Queen. As it should be. So,
and it's great that you have women, because at least you get the woman's perspective on things.
Exactly.
See, it's just a lot of dude energy over here with a lot of different topics. You know what I mean? So sometimes things coming out one-sided.
We'll get the female comments like YouTube and Instagram. Like, you guys are insensitive. I just wish you would just consider the female perspective. And, what we can do best is just give our own opinion. And we always welcome like any comments or feedback, that we see in the replies. And if it's dope enough, we'll even air it out when we have our next episode. Like, yeah, somebody roasted us and they said blah, blah, blah. Exactly. And they was probably right because I fucked up when I said blah, blah, blah. But, it's all about making sure that they can just, as long as they feel in our energy and they listen, that's kind of, what the most important thing is. Like, I don't think we go out of our way to try to lean towards a male perspective. It's just, you're dealing with 3 dickhead dudes. So we're immediately going to just give you that dude vibe. But
it's 3 different vibes. And
Yeah.
the feedback I've got from females that listen, our loyal fans, shout out to y'all lovelies. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Real rap is that you get those 3 different perspectives, and you're getting it from, for the most part, if I'm not too over the edge, an intelligent perspective, in a cool environment.
But it's it comes from an honest place though. Like y'all are being honest. And we in a society where it's weird because it's like when you have a group of men being honest about what they believe and what they see in life, it's like, well, what about the women? It's like, well, I mean, right now, let us talk.
And I can respect that.
And it's fine because we watch y'all talk so that we can understand how y'all feel about things. But we have to have y'all in a comfortable environment to do that. But when we, like with me having a co-host that's a female, one thing that I've noticed is all the shit that happened last year and all the stuff that's happening in society, it's always great to be able to have a mother's perspective.
Yes.
Like not just a woman, a black woman that's raising black sons.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I can't speak to that. And it'll be 5 dudes on the pod and we'll be everybody getting their opinion. I'll be like, hold up, we gotta ask the mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? So her perspective on that helps a lot, but y'all not doing nothing wrong not having her, but she'll be there soon anyway. We be up there.
It's only part 1.
There you go. Can't wait. But what I was about to say is I definitely respect that you like I respect that you have 3 male perspectives and opinions. Like I wouldn't want for you to speak on a female's perspective because you're not a female. So I think at that point you wouldn't be. It can't be necessarily. I was about to say genuine, but I didn't want to use genuine because I feel like it's more of a lack of education or information because you can't come from that place. Like I can't. I'm raising men. I'm raising young men, but certain things that I can't relate to with them or show them through or walk them through as a woman. I could talk them through it, but I can't walk them through it. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand with women. We always, even when I looked at him, he's like, I got 2 women. You know, my head turned real quick.
Man, we saw that.
But he finished it right. You know, he ain't saying nothing wrong. So
Yo, Sam, point given though. Point given. He checked you real quick, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, right? And so we don't have that. We kind of go unchecked.
Absolutely. But try to give you a lot of times too, though, because I know different women and I'm cool with different ones. They give me a perspective and I try to put it out there from what they're saying from the street. You know, just like a lot has been said over the last months about how it's a bunch of soft ass balls out here and the ladies can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? They saw her face. And look at it. That says everything, man.
No. I was saying that because we had that conversation when we were being interviewed too. We were on a different platform, and that was actually a topic of the conversation was too masculine. So it was interesting that you're saying that as well, because there's this conversation of too masculine, soft. What is masculinity? So it was just interesting that you brought it up.
What is toxic about masculinity?
It's
all type of like they moved the goalposts.
You know what I'm saying?
They moved the goalposts on us, man.
When we first started posting videos on Instagram, one of the first comments I remember seeing, some lady said that it was something about us being toxic and the patriarchy, right? And that's what she said. I don't remember exactly what it was. And at first it bothered me, but then for a second I was like, you know what though? You must have said something provocative. Now we got people talking about it in the comments. So I was like, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Right. She's entitled to her opinion. She can feel however she wants to feel.
And appreciate your opinion.
And we appreciate it. Yeah, like we had a little back and forth in the comments, but in the day it's like, I definitely respect your opinion. I appreciate you coming to the page to voice your opinion.
I mean, what is it? Like, you could be doing literally goddamn anything in the world, but you took 30 to 60 seconds to type back to us because the nerve was hit and triggered you to the point where you wanted us to know how you felt.
Salutations to you. You know what I'm saying all the time. You know what I mean? You saying right. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, it's a real thing. Like, and please, anybody that's watching this, like, comment, subscribe on anything that we or they have going on, please, because we can utilize it. We're growing while we're doing these things. We're growing as people. We're growing as broadcasters. We're growing as friends and family members while we doing this shit. So even if I might say something that's too crazy, I'm being honest about how I feel at that time, and I could grow from that. Once I put it out there, you could teach me another perspective, and I could find a balance in that for myself. But like, but people don't want to let you grow. It's like you watch Charlemagne for years be the biggest asshole intentionally in the world, but now when he's doing things for the greater good and he's talking to the right people the right kinds of ways, people are still giving him the asshole tag like he hasn't changed anything. But we've watched him grow. As a media personality at the biggest level.
No, facts.
No, it's wild to use him because, and how you just said that is how I felt with the growth with him. Yeah. Couldn't stand his ass back in the 99 days, winning billions and all that shit. And, you know, then the crazy shit that was up in New York. But then once he got to kind of step away and kind of get into his bag with them and do different things, now it opened up to something else. And it's like, all right, you know how you have you on the mental health and everything like that. So, no.
He was too deep in the gimmick.
Yeah,
when he first started,
he sold it too much
over to try to get this reaction, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. And it was mostly bad, but I mean, you know, controversy sells just like death, according to Kiss. So, as much as you can be that villain and people want to see you just so they can want to strangle you, as long as it's consistent, then there's going to be some money behind it, and you evolve. Like, you know, you need that gimmick to get put on, but once you're on, you kind of want to show more of your actual self.
Right.
And you know,
and what you talking about is the Howard Stern effect.
Yeah,
Howard Stern effect. 50% of the people that tuned in to Howard hated him. 50% loved him, but they all tuned in, and he got paid off of all the motherfuckers. But what Charlemagne used to say all the time, and I think it was at a time when he started trying to correct himself, was he used to always say, "Be careful not to become a caricature of yourself." And that was when he was ODing with the gimmick, like y'all said. That he realized, like, now I'm just a clown out here, and there's no substance to this shit
at all.
Right.
And you gotta live with that shit daily. See, that's the difference. What we got in our platform, it's cool. Like, see me in the streets. I'm good. I'm who I am. You know, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, that's how I feel about it. Ain't shit changed. Thank you for the talk. But it ain't gonna be like I'm a whole different other type of person or some type shit. That's what I don't ever want to contradict. And that's why I always love doing our own shit. You get what I'm saying? That's why we gotta keep it like that.
You can't be fake in Philly though. Like, you can't.
He just said, yeah.
You can't be fake in Philly. It's too small.
Yeah, no.
It's not even gonna go over well. It's not. It's gonna be short lived. Like, it's just not even going. It's just. Like something.
Yeah. But like you said, though, people do need room to grow because we even had podcasts with some more provocative subjects. You know what I mean? And I've even stated myself on the podcast, like, I might feel this way about a certain subject now at the moment, but that doesn't mean I'm going to feel the same way next year about it or 2 years about it. Maybe if I get more exposure to it, learn more about it, have different experiences with it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you do have to leave people that room to grow and to change and evolve to some degree. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that's part of life. It's life. That's part of
absolutely. That's evolution, man.
But the followers and the fans, that's what they love. Even out of artists, they want to see you grow. They want to feel like they was there with you for the journey.
Right.
So trying to act like everything is perfect actually is a turnoff to most fans because they don't feel a part of that.
Yep.
Exactly.
So we
got plenty of people who watched us when we was wearing whatever the hell we just thought would look fly for a show, and now, you know what I mean, we off in the actual merch, as I see with the magnificent hoodie that you brought to your damn self. So like that's like a microcosm of everything, you know what I mean? Like, we were at some point thinking about what we could do to appeal to the masses, and now we're at a point where, you know, we think of ideas and people will hit us up like, you got a shirt to match these kicks, and we like shipping it right over to you, you know what I'm saying? That's a very dope thing.
Cop up. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Right.
Yes.
Salute to you for that, for growing. I think it's a few things that I wanted to mention. But no, seriously, I think that one thing that people need to be more in tune with is allowing that growth. I think that people hold on to whatever it is from the past, a certain comment, statement, action, whatever it is, and just hold on to that one thing for people and don't look at their growth, their change, their evolution. So I think that's something that people need to be a little more open-minded about. But what I wanted to get your opinion on is, so my background is I'm a 4th generation editor and publisher. So I've always been in media. And even further than that, I have I'm the descendant of the Liberator, William Lloyd Garrison, who was the publisher of the Liberator, which was the most influential newspaper dedicated to the abolition of slavery, right? And the point of me asking or bringing that up is that podcasts are, like you said a few minutes ago, Stav, I believe you said it, that they're not new, but they're just getting a little bit of
Traction.
Yeah, traction. And so I don't know if a lot of people recognize like the freedom of press, right? Like we have the freedom of press and free speech. And so although like we can say what we want to say on our platforms, people can take it however they want to take it, but it's our right to those things. So I think that we need to also just remind ourselves that, like, keep that in our mind, that we are also charged with the responsibility of the information that we are disseminating with people too. So I just wanted your opinion on how you think, your opinion on podcasts and being a part of the press now, because I don't know if people actually like think about that.
More than anything, I think it's important to have a juxtaposition. Like if Sleeves has an opinion on something and if Stav has an opinion on something, if I slightly disagree or if I can provide that devil's advocate perspective and vice versa, if I have an opinion on something and they feel a different type of way, then I think it's important to voice it. Like I think more than anything, you can't end a conversation topic without at least entertaining other perspectives. Like
Absolutely.
You shouldn't have a conversation that's, I mean, there's some shit that's just, we're just, as a result of how we grew up, we just all going to have the same opinion about it. That's cool. Yeah. But as much as we can try to put ourselves in the other person's shoes and voice that opinion of the other person, just because there's going to be those instances where that other person is listening, they're like, well, I get that they don't agree with it, but at least they took the time out to voice that side. I do at least respect that.
Absolutely.
I think making sure that we're not being close. It's like you said, the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. As much as we can allow ourselves to put ourselves in those other shoes and voice that opinion, even if it isn't ours, fundamentally, that's an important thing.
What was one of the most lit topics y'all had?
I think the George Floyd episode probably had the most burn. Like, when I looked at the YouTube views, that one had a lot of hits on it, and that was a Zoom one. Like, typically, as much as possible, we like to be together in the environment, but it was just a highly charged topic, and not for nothing, people were really looking for the Black perspective on that, and if nothing else, we can offer you that in droves. So I think when people heard that on YouTube or people saw that there, they were just like, damn, that's what's up. I appreciate those brothers saying it that way. And like, when I look, that one had more views than any other one. I don't know if you guys have a certain one that sticks out to you.
I'm trying to think, like, as far as the views go,
not even views,
What's
just like
the fun?
when the conversation
Like,
was edgy or was fun or whatever.
Some of our best conversations have definitely been, I think, relationships.
Yeah.
We, like I said, it's a lot of dude energy over here, but we still like to talk about relationships, even though you might only be getting like a male's perspective on it to some degree. But married, divorced, in between, we've all been through with children. Like, we can speak on all those things, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
We offer that perspective.
Yeah.
And I think when we put that on there, and when we're genuine, and when we're vulnerable to some degree, you know what I'm saying? You get that, and it comes through, and then people want to chime in with their comments of how they feel about certain situations. And
To piggyback off of that, to me, and it's not just views, but one of the best ones was not this year, but last year in the car when we was doing it mobily real quick, the Valentine's joint. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was talking about, he was just fresh off of, you know what I'm saying, the divorce, making his whole situation, and he got real about his, and he had his perspective how, like, he's still cordial, and how situation was still cool over there. But
our Valentine's Day joke wasn't about cars and candy and roses.
No, we're talking about that
Give him
D,
that D.
and that was that divorce. So yeah, and then I had the other side, like he said, the devil's advocate wasn't that. I'm on the other side, like, yeah, how about when it's not great and y'all not seeing eye to eye? There's bitter shit going on. So, it was a difference. And from that one to this year, it's been growth and not the same type of shit. And, you can see that, but that one sparked it off. So, yeah, I fuck with that. Definitely.
dope. And I mean, like you say you have relationship conversations, even though it's only a male perspective. Like I said before, this is what the fuck we talk about, and it's crazy because women don't think that we check each other, and that's mainly all men do. Half of our jokes is to keep your nigga on point.
If that's your bro,
yo, we just had that conversation in the car on the way over here.
So how did that conversation go? How did that come about?
Oh, well, that comes about by
the wild one. You know what I mean?
While I'm drinking.
Hi. This is Juice from Elevated Entertainment. Is this Font Production?
Hi, this is Kay with Font Production.
I am calling because I like to get some information on getting my business in order.
Okay, let's see what you have already. Do you have an LLC?
I do not.
Cool. Is your name already trademarked?
I think that is something I would like to get trademarked. I didn't even think about that.
Awesome.
I will be, and I do have a few artists that I work with, and I need to make sure that all of their business is taken care of and their music is covered legally.
Okay. Do you have those registered with a pro?
I do not.
What about your songs? Are they copyrighted?
One does, the others don't, but this is the reason why I'm calling, because it's time for me to get all of those things in order, and it seems like you do all of them.
I certainly do.
One-stop shop.
Absolutely. Let's get started.
I love it.
Beer right now. While I'm drinking beer right now, I'm not sipping right now. I'm taking a little break from that because, had a little situation earlier this week. We won't go too far into that.
Right.
But just know, I fucked my wheel up on some drunk shit. Said, nah, that's never a good look. So that's the, that wake up call. Like, dickhead, stop soaking in that. All right. Let's stop soaking that in. And stop tipping that like water. You got to handle your shit a little bit differently.
I'm all like, Sleeves, you're getting mad lucky with all these close calls.
And I told him there's no such thing as luck because I'm a spiritual brother. No, these are as much as it is. I've been blessed in these situations, but I've been blessed to give signs in this shit.
And it's the back and forth.
Up.
He keeps saying I'm blessed. I'm like, man, you lucky. You've been in the past 24 months. You've been hit by a car.
Don't make it seem like.
See, that's why it's a cross.
That's why it's
a cross around
that had that conversation.
There ain't no such thing as
He and I had that conversation, days ago.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand exactly where Stop is coming from, and I
don't take that lightly. And you can see in that. These my bros, all of them in here, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't take none of this shit that went down lightly. Like, I've been having some things that's been going on over the last 2 years personally that I have been, instead of doing it the right way, I guess been using that bottle more so on a therapy level to get through shit. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it was. And, if you're lucky enough and blessed enough, you can get some real wake-up calls. So,
You blessed enough to have a room full of brothers that's gonna keep it G with you and that's not running around on fuck shit and gonna co-sign nut shit.
Bars. Real right. So no, that it is. So, and I appreciate that. And also, I'm not no asshole to be like, I'm just out here living carefree like DMX and Belly, rest in peace. I'm out here smoking weed, running like drinking, untouchable. You know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying?
But he should be a little.
You know what I'm saying? I've had my moments.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I ain't sipping with Sammie for no reason. We battle some of the same demons, brother.
Right. I'm gonna tell you the one time, from a woman's perspective, the only time y'all gonna hear it on y'all. No, I'm just playing. No, but seriously, like I can relate to a lot of what you were saying too. So you're not in that alone. Like a lot of us are, as humans. Like I don't like adulting. Like I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. I say that all the time. And it's no manual, it's no guide. Like and even if you like, there's no one that can tell you how to handle your problems. Like there's something that you got to do, or not even problems, your own issues, challenges, conflicts, whatever it is, right? So you're not alone in that either. Trust me. I've picked up I picked up that vice, should I say, a little bit more than I used to do recently too. So I definitely understand you with that. And whether it be luck or blessing, whatever it is, I just wish you more and just hope that you make it to where you want to be in that.
We just got to do things in moderation. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And it's like that fine line because it's like, man, fuck that shit. It's pandemic. I'm sipping.
Yeah.
But at some point it's going to end, but the sipping ain't going to end. So you have to make sure that at least you handling your business and allow time for the sipping. But when the sipping time starts, make sure that you ain't fucking up no other shit. Like,
right.
What else can you do other than that?
And
ain't nobody gonna stop drinking, so shit. You just gotta make sure you do it safely.
But see, that's the balance that I fight with.
And control.
That's the balance that I fight with. Like, I don't ever miss anything. I'm on time for everything. I'm always doing my job. I execute everything that I set out to fucking do. You know what I mean? But I drinks. And most of the time when I'm working, it's at a bar, it's at a club, we at a venue. Like, I have most of my meetings drunk. So at that point, I have to figure out a way.
You function.
I have to figure out a way to be responsible with these conversations and remember them tomorrow. Like, I had 5 conversations last night. We was on stage with Ness, Shaheem, Dutch, fucking Freeway, everybody. I had a bunch of conversations in that building, and I only remember 2 of them. Oh, wow. And they was all about business. Like, I don't be in it. Like, I don't get drunk and get on white boy drunk shit.
Right.
I start talking cash shit. Like, let's figure something out. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, I gotta remember this shit. So that's like the balance that I'm trying to keep. Cause once I get the rolling, and then everybody wants to sip with Sammie. Like, it's a thing now.
Man, once I get to rolling,
no, cause like
I'll be rolling. You talking about when you get to what kind of rolling? Like rolling or rolling? Like,
no. Well, shit. By time I'm smoking in the spot, I'm drunk as fuck. But
last night was out with the weed.
Yeah, it's over. But like, I'll be in the middle of my L, and somebody be like, "Damn, I thought we was sipping. I ain't get to sip with Sammie." It's like, bro, I done sipped with 6 of y'all tonight, man. I ain't got no more shots in me.
Another shot in you.
Then I take another shot.
Of course.
Keep the party going.
Yeah, we had a good time last night. I'm still drunk too from yesterday. But we definitely had a good time. Definitely had a good time. So, what do y'all envision, like, with some growth? Speaking of growth and evolving, what are some plans or some goals that you have for the podcast?
Branding. You know what I'm saying? As I'm sure as the same over there, like, as with anything, growth, like you said now, merch, stepping the merch up, stepping, the base up, you know what I'm saying? Better content, different type of content, just flipping and bouncing different ways that we envision and we want to do, and don't nobody can tell us, no, fuck it.
Absolutely.
We try it and put it out there, and that's,
And more interviews. We definitely want to do more interviews because that was on the agenda before the whole COVID thing came about. So we kind of had to fall back on that for a minute, because we might not have been comfortable around certain people. Other people might not have been comfortable around us.
Ain't no we. I heard it's you.
Whoa, right? Yo. Okay, look. Yeah, you did. Straight up.
You did.
I'll take that.
But what I would say to you, though, is that I was talking to Tommy earlier today, and in the conversation, he's like, "Come on, stop." I'm like, "Yo,
3 hours before the show, he talking about you think we could come in studio?" I'm like,
because I don't like Zoom like that.
I'm like, yo, stop. Some shit with your idea, you know what I mean? Come Zoom and shit.
Well, I'm just trying to protect you. But, I don't really like Zoom that much because I feel like the chemistry is different when I'm in your face, you're in my face. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, I done seen some of the other Sippin' with Sammie podcasts, and it'd be like 1,000,001 balls in that joint. I'm like, I don't really know about all that. So I was like, well, can you find out maybe how many people going to be there? So in hindsight, you saw
Flyboy Friday when it was 1,000,001 motherfuckers.
Okay. If I know the radio station, I probably been trying to get us to do.
But on the low, like he's really doing that recon for me too. Like he's not the only one. If we're being honest, and I might be worse than him. So shit.
No, we on some real shit. I like the joke and all that, but we in strange times, man. So I don't fuck nobody for how they carrying it because we all got other people to worry about when we done these interviews.
100%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and
I'm with it.
They gotta wear a mask. We don't gotta wear a mask anymore.
I'm still wearing my joint indoors.
I'm about to say I'm starting to get comfortable with mine. I just don't like breaking out.
Yeah, I definitely, as a female, I'm irked for that.
This is the first time that I can remember for over a year I haven't had a cough, a cold, a sniffle. I usually get sick once a year. every year, pretty bad. Like I get a mean case of the flu. Ever since I've been wearing a mask and social distancing, I ain't been sick not once. So the mask might come off this summer when the weather is nice, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? The CDC has changed the regulations, so you ain't got to wear it anyway. But definitely next cold and flu season, October roll around, put the mask back on.
Anytime I'm indoors, I'm wearing a mask. You kiss my ass.
It works.
But they actually said they were going to suggest them being seasonal. So Steph, you might be on to something.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, this one I ain't had the flu in over a year.
When I'm outside, it's all good. Like I'm never gonna disrespect the good air that the Lord provided. But you can kiss my ass when I'm around a bunch of you Negroes. All right, I'm cool.
No, I feel you though. Like I said, man, strange times. Like shit, we never, but we surviving it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Getting through it mentally. We done took some hits, but we've been getting hit our whole fucking life. We was we was born in the bullshit in a lot of ways. No matter how blessed we were, you know what I mean. So it's just great that we've made the adjustments, and now it's up to you how you want to carry it after this. It's on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what I mean? Just got to respect people. And they want to wear masks, they can wear masks. They want to get the shot, they can get the shot. They don't want to get the shot, they ain't got to get the shot. Like you said, we've been through so much. Like, you know, even homeschooling with my kids. Like, I thought I used to have days off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no days off anymore. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But like you said, we got through it. So.
We definitely made it through it, man. Now,
that was the challenge, though. That homeschool, you hit that on. That was like, ooh, it went to my gut. Like, oh my god.
When we was talking about the growth and the goals for the pod, though, you spoke a lot about branding and foundational things. Community involvement, is that on the list?
For me, yeah. Ideally, I would like to definitely do more things for the community. Interview different people doing things in the community to help them get that exposure. You know what I'm saying? It just that's definitely on the agenda. Me personally, I would like the whole podcast to get bigger. I would like the platform to get bigger. I would definitely like more community involvement,
charity,
for the platform,
different cookouts, things of that where we
can do a book bag drive for one of our groups.
Yeah, over the summer we did that, and then we was able to do what was his name? Cousin Paul.
Cousin Paul had a Blessed
Festival.
Yeah.
So we was out there,
like
vendors, shoot that. You know what I mean?
But you can always do more when we're doing it for the community, right? You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to what you
it's
did
never
already,
over.
efforts,
But yeah, we just always want to make sure that we and being as though I know that that's where y'all at, I could recommend things that might make sense for y'all to be involved in or whatever have you. So it's always important to share that kind of information. You know what I mean?
That's what we're here for.
The
platform ain't just to be sitting over here. Like, we love being out. I love being out in the mix with my people, being able to give back and do something. See kids happy, see adults happy. That's what it's about, man. You know, no day is promised. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to appreciate it. And it's summertime now. You know what I'm saying? We got to get crazy.
Yeah. No, I know some dope people that's doing some dope shit in the community. And they definitely need strong, positive brothers just there sometimes. You know what I mean? Just there. Like it's a long story for me to have to explain it because there's so many variables to it. But just like in the school system, our presence means a lot.
Yes.
Our cosign means a lot. You know what I mean?
And they need to see that. When they see that somebody giving love, genuine love, that goes a long way, man. That's all you're trying to do. Pass it down how we got it. And then in other ways, we didn't get it from some of these dickhead old heads. So now that's why it's important on us to do it more. No, hey, man, keep it funky.
That was the start of a little mini sleeves brand. I think we dialed it back a little bit for you, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it starts. I can sense it bubbling up in us.
It's all right. It's all right. So, we're gonna say that, man. But fuck nut ass old head.
Fuck them.
Absolutely. So it made me think of two things. One is the line, I don't blame you, I blame your old head, and that's definitely real, right? But to Tommy and Steve, so one thing I always talk to Sam about is something I always remember from Ivy Leaf was the rites of passage. Do y'all remember the rites of passage?
Oh yeah.
Y'all was probably like the first ones to have it.
Dr. Coleman, excuse me.
Dr. Coleman now, yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Dr. Coleman. But it was something that I really thought was impactful for young men. I was actually mad. I was like, I'm a girl. I don't even have nothing like that. Right?
Wait, there wasn't something for the girls?
I thought it was something for the girls.
No.
The girls had dance and gymnastics and some shit.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that was
I know we're a couple years older than, but I thought we did have something with the girls had the same color.
Well, she said no, so
we didn't have anything for the girl. Not us. I mean, we was only two or three years behind you, so we definitely ain't have nothing like that. But it was something that. So what you're saying in regards to just being positive role models and just being there, I think that was something that was really impactful for young men. So I feel like there's something that young men may be lacking now is having examples and figures to even know how to put a tie on or how to carry themselves, how to speak to someone, how to, like just things
show
like that.
them a different way that they've been seeing.
Exactly.
Other than that corner bullshit, trap star, extra
or
shit
even that too,
not even that.
Right, but even in my regard, like I'm raising two young men, so again, I can't show them certain things of how to act like a man, how to handle something like a man from a man's perspective. So that's just it from coming from home, and yeah, we do have those external factors too that they being, that they're being impressioned by or that they even see. But I just wanted to highlight that and just make that, I guess, just put that on the table too, as some things maybe to think about, because as y'all are some strong men, and I know that the kids would definitely benefit from just even seeing y'all and hear y'all speaking things like that. So,
and I do have a couple programs like that if y'all want to speak, we could get that to happen too. Like, I mean, all of that shit.
Well, man, you need to rap, brother. Yes, cause yeah.
No, we gonna do a lot more talking after that. Y'all already know that. But whatever makes sense, just hit me up, or when we can make time, we'll chop it up and get together or something.
No, definitely.
Man.
It's a pleasure right here.
Appreciate this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the
man,
first
appreciate
ever
you having us on your platform.
on the crosscast, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think this was important to do. I think people don't understand how this medium really works. Like, we only as great as how we use each other if we all got the same objectives.
Definitely.
Like,
each one help one, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because our platform is nothing different from your platform. Our audience could be your audience and vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about branching and just climbing to the masses, whatever.
This is a big ocean in the podcast thing, you know what I'm saying? And there's more than enough room, but the proper people need to come together and grow it so we can expand that ocean, baby.
Right.
absolutely. And I mean, even if you look at it algorithm-wise, right? If I do a feature with you and somebody goes on Spotify, when they look up your name, my songs come up.
Exactly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And when you take that to the next level of what we can really accomplish intentionally without worrying about who's clicking on what we can do, you know what I mean, progressively, it's real dangerous.
As it should be.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Up. 10 albums.
Everywhere.
I don't know if y'all watch that Godfather.
I be watching Godfather in Harlem. That's my shit. They got the best intro song ever.
Yo,
yeah.
Ever. Ross be on
it. Definitely. How you feel about that Cole album?
I didn't get to hear the whole thing yet, bro. I ain't sat still since it dropped on some real shit. But I'm definitely, that's one of the ones I want to dig into, and it looked like everybody else about to drop right after him. It looked like everybody coming. It looked like Kendrick coming. It looked like Drake coming. We gonna have some vibes, man.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about Cole?
Always take fun to spark it, you know what I mean?
How y'all feel about Cole hooping in Africa though?
I'm with it. I'm with it.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, but I'm with it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not familiar with what's going on.
Yeah, man, he done got, yes. Man.
Yeah, he on the African NBA
team. He about to play in the Rwanda team over there. You know what I'm saying? He balling. Like, yeah, he came. Listen, how thorough is he? Listen, take this album. I'm going to ball. It's the off season for me. Listen, let that hit. I'm hooping. I don't even know. Oh, they feeling that, John? Oh, it's sold out already in an hour? Cool. I'm hooping. Jay's Rwanda. You know what I'm saying?
But it looked like the perfect rollout, even though you know it's impossible for that to be a rollout. Like, they don't just pick him up because his album coming out.
Right.
But cover, bro. You see the slam cover? He the first artist,
on the slam cover.
Slam cover.
Master P ain't get the slam cover.
Right.
Master P played with Toronto.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Master P was in the U.S. or the court.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, like, on some real shit though, I think that whole move is just so J. Cole, because it's like, this nigga just do what the fuck he want, bro.
Right.
He just do what he want, and I love it, because when you are a superstar, when you are one of those outlier motherfuckers, you're not supposed to have to do shit you don't want to. You're supposed to live like the rock stars.
That part.
Exactly.
You supposed to Rihanna them niggas and say, man, I'm just gonna make them.
Yeah, right.
No, definitely.
That's
Talk
what
about
it's about.
expanding your brand.
Right.
Woo.
Moving there.
Think about like he came in 08, man. So think about that, man. Now where we at right now? Like,
13 years, and it
Right.
went that fast, and he's done so fucking much.
Yup.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it's
And
been
now
a
you
lot
got a
of
mean
hard
team.
damn work.
It's like a 6 album, 5th album, something like that.
Fourth.
Fourth?
Yeah, and he might,
Oh,
and I'm hearing that he might have went 4 for 4.
Word. Mm-hmm.
I just ain't hear the
Oh,
last
this
one.
going, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
This
no,
one is definitely dope,
yeah,
dog.
bro.
Then that means he went 4 for
You
4.
get into
Yo.
it, yo, you're gonna love it, yo.
Yeah, you
A
definitely.
lot of our
Track.
favorite rappers didn't go 4 for 4.
True.
Right.
By the third one, we ain't like one of them bitches.
That's true.
Right.
That is very true.
Facts.
But that comes from him doing him. It has to.
That's what people love, you know what I mean?
And taking his time. That's the difference. Like real art takes time. You ain't putting that shit in the microwave and putting it out real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? No. It's gotta cook up in the stew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
And
it
he's
should
earned
come
the
organically.
ability to have that luxury too by putting out quality music, going platinum without any features.
No
this, that, the other,
features.
you know what I mean? So,
But he always took risk though. Like you gotta realize this nigga did a Dollar in a Dream tour, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That shit, you know, the label was like, get the fuck out of here, dog. And the nigga did it, and it was the biggest thing he did at that point
Right.
for his
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, when cats fuck with you, they fuck with you for a whole different reason. Not it's more than just, you know, the music. They peep the real individual
The
behind it,
journey,
right?
like you said earlier,
Genuine.
and any Cole fans, like I'm sure we all are in here, that's the journey. Like I just said, back from 08 to going to here now. You know what I'm saying?
Like I remember when I heard the warm up.
Exactly. Low cut Jermaine to now
Yeah.
dreadhead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real rap.
And we watched him, and that's just the hair thing, bro. With him and Hove,
Right.
Yeah.
like we've seen these motherfuckers transform spiritually in front of us, and it shows up physically.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And they don't look bad; they look great.
Exactly.
So I was
And it's like the 180 of what you see in like sports culture. Like I can vividly remember when Ben Roethlisberger got drafted, he had the low cut, you know what I mean, he was getting the shape up and all that shit. Then by the time he won a couple Super Bowls, he let the whiteness grow out and he had the curls and everything. But you know, it's dope to see the vice versa when you get these artists and they like, well, they're gonna respect the Caesar. But then once they get to a point where they're like, I don't give a fuck what they respect, they're gonna respect my work. I
Right.
can just go shit out and do whatever I want. That's us getting some points on our team.
Right.
Right.
I tell people all the time, man, I keep the hair and I show the tattoos for a fucking reason. Because if you don't want to talk to me this way, I don't want you talking
Yeah, I
to
don't
me
talk
anyway.
At all. Exactly.
You see what nigga is approaching you when I walk in the door. Look at my jean jacket. It's fist and all type of shit on that motherfucker. Like you know who you in the elevator with.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I like to keep it that way.
Definitely, as you should. There's no other way to
Being
keep
genuine.
it. Exactly.
Just being genuine. Easy way to weed out the fakes.
Exactly. That helps you. They won't even come your way, most of them, unless they want to try some troll shit and you got some fuckery for them. Try it.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you. So I live in a county, and so this is
Oh,
my
here we
hoodie.
go.
This is my hoodie. It says the Black press is the voice of Black America, right? Because we are. We got to tell our own stories from our own perspectives, right? And my neighbors, the people on the bus stop, when I take my kids to the bus stop, do not speak to me because I've been rocking this joint every day since January. Like every day. They do not speak to me. But I used to run through the neighborhood last summer and all of that. Hey, how you doing? Now they don't say nothing to me. And I'm like, it's cool. Like, again, you know who I am. You know what I'm about. And cool. Like,
But my shirt all my shirt says is that my voice matters.
absolutely.
Right. And if that's a problem, because I'm black.
That's cool.
And you help me out.
You help me out.
Thank you. Exactly. Because this is this ain't no work. This is my living situation. So yeah, kiss my ass.
But guess,
Susan.
right, Karen.
And there will be no play
Karen.
dates.
But listen, I ain't even worried about it because they're judging. Again, you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge somebody you don't know. The neighbors that do know me, that's closer to me, they want me to be on the board of the development. Like they want me. You know what I'm saying? They know who I am. They know what I possess. You know what I mean? And they know what I could bring to the table. So I'm not worried about them. Like you said, I'm just happy that they showed their cards before me even having to deal with it.
Look, man, I done threw cookouts and parties for over 20-something years all the fucking every year. And one thing for Tommy, you've been a couple. And
Yeah,
one
man.
thing for sure, two things for certain. I never worry about who ain't there. I can
Right.
only entertain
I
who's in
appreciate
front
the
of me.
ones that show up. You know what I mean?
I can only entertain who's in front of me, yo.
Yep.
Niggas have to tell me who wasn't there. Niggas be like, damn, why such a oh shit, he wasn't there. That's crazy.
No. Yeah, all right, wow, cool.
I'm glad you missed them.
Good show
Right,
up
right,
though.
Like, you know, that's what it is. And that's the same thing with what we doing with this pod thing, man. We got to take care of what's in front of us. We can't worry about all that other shit and all the other noise in the atmosphere. We have to handle our handle. Y'all know what y'all objective is. Y'all already have y'all chemistry. Y'all been on multiple platforms doing similar things. Not the same thing because it always shifts a little bit, but doing similar things. And the only thing that remains the same is who y'all are to each other.
Right.
Yep, that's true.
So that's
what matters.
irregardless of what room you're in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what matters the most, man. You know?
What do you, I mean, like, I know you asked us what our plans were for the podcast. What are you guys' plans for your podcast? Where do you see your podcast 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now? Like, what's the long-term goals for you guys?
Of course, the regular things as far as growth and marketing, branding. One thing that I did with the pod when I started was as many people as I know that are quote unquote important or famous people, I didn't want to start out with them because I wanted the brand to be built organically. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, it's not you.
I wanted the brand to be built, you know, in a way that people didn't think that it was like, this is where you go when you want to see your favorite rappers. I didn't want that. But I'm at a point now where since we crossed the 100th episode and all that, that I hate to call it this, but I'm going to start calling it favors. You know what I mean? It's time. And this crazy thing is we've done it for so long in the right way that they want to come on now. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, why you ain't never hit me up? You tripping. And I'm like, bro, I just wanted to get this segment out the way. And not to say the people that we interviewed was dope motherfuckers.
Right.
But it's like these are people I'm presenting to my audience as opposed to them coming in for a specific name.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can still, now I'm at a point where I can utilize my network in a real way on this platform like I do on the other one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's part of it. It's looking like every couple months or so I get in a position where I'm having a conversation about teaching.
Okay.
So we're going to start, I think it's a school actually that's about to put up some money, and we're about to run programs to teach kids how to do this shit on every level, from Tommy to the couch. Like we going to teach them all of that and mentor that way, which is something that I'm excited about because y'all know my mom. She always wanted me to teach.
Yeah, word, yeah.
But y'all know I was an asshole in school, so I always feared karma.
You're gonna get that same student that you were back in the day.
No, he gonna get somebody that's 10 times worse.
But ultimately, like, I just want to put the platform in the best position that it can be in to broadcast how I want to help other motherfuckers. Like, this is just a tool.
Right.
This isn't
Exactly.
this is something that I put way more money in than I'm gonna get out of it at this time, or you know, whatever happens. But at the same time, it's a vessel. It's something that I could run people through. The people that trust what me and her say, they say, well, if they say Got Laundry is dope, then we fucking with Got Laundry. If they say OLF Podcast is cool, brothers, we gotta support them. If they say the Podcast Bols is dope, then we gonna fuck with them. Like, I gotta maintain integrity at a level, you know what I mean, to do that. But at the same time, like, that's just for the greater good.
Right. You know, all those platforms make a difference, you know what I mean? Every artist, you know what I mean, that has probably made it now have run through a platform that's similar to yours and similar to ours, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we want to help out and put people that we know and people that we know doing things, whatever, people that think it's hot, you know what I mean, out there, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a one hand washes the other, you know what I mean?
Cause,
Like you're going to showcase your stuff, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. One of the immediate things, though, I'm about to start the concert series.
That's what I was about to say.
We do the Triple with Sammie's, which is when I go to people events and we cover the events and shit like that. But I'm about to just start the concert series. I'm about to really start showcasing a lot of the talent that I fuck with on my platform, on my YouTube page in a real way that makes sense. And I'm thinking that I might do the first concert at the cookout this year. So we gonna see.
That'd be nice. You know what I mean? Definitely shoot that invite. You know what I mean?
You already know, man. Y'all more. Listen, man. If y'all wanna pod from the joint, y'all more than fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Take you up on that. You know all about that. Yeah.
Listen, man.
Exactly, man.
Make that work.
Put the table up. We got some new equipment in. You know what I'm saying? Wireless, we can make some moves happen, man. So yeah, definitely. I wanted to say shout out to y'all for 100 episodes, man. No real shit, man.
Thank you.
Salute to that, man. Like,
Thank you.
How long have y'all been doing the podcast now?
Huh?
How long have you been doing the podcast?
We ain't missed a week, and we just put out episode 103.
Okay, nice.
So that's almost 2 years straight. We ain't, and that's the thing I'm proud of is that we haven't missed a week.
Straight. Yeah, this week.
Yeah,
this episode.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to say we got 100 in, but like, she has a family. We went through a pandemic. We went through
We
riots.
definitely relate to that. We can relate to that.
dedication, man.
So I'm proud of us for that. You know what I mean?
I know.
Thank you.
That's one of the challenges that we do face sometimes, getting all of us on the same schedule to make the show happen. Because
Reliability goes a long way.
I'm gonna tell y'all a secret.
What's going on?
I got 5 episodes waiting to come out right now.
Keep on doing.
So it's not if I go on vacation for a month, Sammie dropping. Sammie dropping.
Shit.
And that's how you do it. You just take advantage of the time that you can do it more than once. You see what I'm saying? You hold that shit.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
But no, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I had a ball talking to y'all. I can't wait to come on y'all side. We gonna come over there. So if y'all gotta get masks,
It'll be different when we all sit together too. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. You know what I mean?
well, look, make sure they got their masks because we coming.
No, y'all good. Like, we in the building.
We'll be in the building. We look forward to having a woman on the show so we can get your perspective on different topics.
Set motherfuckers straight.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the podcast boys like to do. We like to be a little provocative. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to ask certain questions, you know what I mean, and try to list a certain response.
I'm excited. No, but I really want to say that I do like that you have an uninterrupted male's perspective from all of you. So, like, I'm shout out to that because we do need to hear that. So I'm excited. Don't say I'm trying to uninvite myself. I'm coming. But shout out to y'all for that, though, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
So we're everybody give up their socials and how to follow the pod and all that.
Social thing.
So, man, all day long, man. As you can see right here, at Podcast Bols, man. All platforms, man. The Gram, Spotify,
Twitter, YouTube,
iHeartRadio, everywhere, man.
Spotify, wherever you stream your podcast.
Exactly, man. Check for the balls, and we in the building, man. If you like what you see, too, we got some spring lays. We call them flavorful lays, by the way. But
y'all merch is dope too, yo. I love y'all clothes. I love y'all logo.
Rocking,
I appreciate you. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta get mine.
Once again, we all had to come together for the logo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went all the way to steal and everything.
The logo is dope though. Like the logo stands out.
Thank you, man. It took time, but it was worth it.
It's a very democratic group. You know what I'm saying? So we got to vote on everything. You got to vote on everything.
As it should be. That way it's fair.
That was going to be one of the questions that I asked y'all. Do you vote on? That was actually going to be one of my questions. Do you vote on things?
Everything.
Oh yeah, everything has a vote.
All conversations are shared. You know what I mean? If I'm talking with the sleeves about something, they gotta know about it too. You know what I mean? Everybody's in the loop.
Yeah. We fight.
Do the same thing.
So who voted on them bottles on the table?
That was an organic thing.
Yeah,
That was really just
Good
a
answer.
byproduct
Good answer.
of the time it was, and we just felt like sipping when we get together. So shit.
And why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
With Sammie, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'll drink to that.
That's not a disrespect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
You know. We didn't need an excuse though, because we be drinking on our show
Quite
too.
so. Quite so.
I was just more talking about what types of liquor was on the table. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is what he had.
Yeah, no. What's available? Cool, let's have it.
No. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I just know everybody got their different twists. That's why I was like, was it a vote?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, no, if it had been my crib, if we'd been in the kitchen, I probably would have had some rum or something like that.
Yo, the kitchen is a good look, man.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
You got a good kitchen, man.
I'm trying to cook it up. We cook it up in the kitchen.
You live in the county too?
No, I live in Philly. I live in Germantown.
You got it. Oh, that's why. Germantown cribs, man.
I'm still.
That's where the jewels is at. Those Germantown houses and them houses right before you get to the bottom in West. Man. Man.
Yeah. And like, you know, I not to go off topic, but the gentrification and all that is real.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I got 2 houses on my block right now being renovated. You know what I'm saying? So they're not messing around out there now, man. If you can get some property.
That's a whole different topic.
So
it's a whole nother show.
Real. It's like,
we'll be here all day about that shit.
No, but that's
Mom be like, when you see them out there walking their dogs, you know the neighborhood changed.
No, that's real shit.
Yo.
I didn't know it was white people on my block, and then I was out there in the morning and they was walking dogs. I'm like, yo, it's a couple houses out here.
Right.
Yo, that's crazy. But no, man, we had a ball with y'all, man. I'm gonna let South sign out.
So it's your girl, Sai. Sunny Break, you can catch me at On The Scene Magazine. I'm in the building, yo. But check me out, onthescenemagazine.com. We have everything, a positive platform, everything from education to entertainment. I call it edutainment, but everything is from a positive perspective. So check your girl out at onthescenemagazine.com.
And I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get your fucking life together. And check out the Podcast Bols for me, man. Do me a solid.
Definitely,
man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, bro.
All day long, man.
Anytime.
All day, man.
Y'all let me know when y'all try and do something, man. We figure something out.
Sam Malone. I swear. Yeah.
Toreup, rock, drink it, shot, drink it, shot, drink it, shot. Smoking pot, we smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. Toreup, rock, drink it, shot, drink it, shot, drink it, shot. Smoking pot, we smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. Large amounts of cognac, few L's with it, finest cheaper in the air. I'm in hell in it, light another to swing. Tell DJ Trail hit it, logo part of the show as usual. Bitches, they tore up, trying to get tore down. Unstable creatures is deep, no longer whores now. About to lay the law down. I ain't playing at all. Ladies come to the bar, suckers run to the car. Either I hit the deck, I ain't cutting the check. Smoking wood in your neck, no good is up next. Hope you enjoy it. I'm wrecked, floored, ready to pass out. The tour must go on. I got a mash out. Toreup, rock, drink it, shot, drink it, shot, drink it, shot. Smoking pot, we smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. Toreup, rock, drink it, shot, drink it, shot, drink it, shot. Smoking pot, we smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock.
Oh my God, Poppy.
Early 2:30, this loud, you heard me. We outside, shoes dirty, broad day 2:30. Extended mop, spin this block, spin that bitch, spin it top, Uber, pool, 30, stop, cross, town, give me top. Taking shots, drinking Henny, kill me every time I'm kidding. Eat this dick, we eating Denny's. Big smoke, that's a chimney.
Toreup, rock, drink it, shot, drink it, shot, drink it, shot. Smoking pot, we smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. Toreup, rock, drink it, shot, drink it, shot, drink it, shot. Smoking pot, we smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock. We smoking, drink when we rock.